Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Lab Rats, episode 8. Episode 8. You will notice we are wearing the same shirts because we filmed these at the same day because we were too excited to wait.
I don't want to wait.
Yeah.
I just want to play games.
So today we got some more competitive, spicy lists for you. What are you playing today?
So you know how I like Sapphire cards, right?
Yeah, last time you played Ruby and it
Yeah,
didn't
it
go
was
so
terrible.
well.
It was terrible. I'm just not gonna ever play Ruby again. So we're going back to basics. I'm going back with some Sapphire Steel, a little bit of Zoolander, but we're actually taking a different spin on Zoolander this time.
Ooh,
We're gonna be playing Ozlander.
Oh god.
We're gonna be playing some Ozlander today. So I do want to push the bounds and see if I can get.
I've been listening to you hype this card up since the D23 stuff.
It's high rolly. It's a very high rolly deck. I'm gonna recognize the fact that you're gonna have some flips with Oswald that are just gonna single handedly win you the
Look,
game.
if anyone knows anything about flips losing you or winning you the game, it's this guy right here.
Exactly.
So, like I'm here for it, man.
Yes, I want to flip. I want to high roll. There's a chance like it's just not going to do that, but you'll see. I'm trying to get away from.
Show them the list.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll show them the list. All right. You'll see on screen here. So this is going to be a very different take on like the more traditional Zoolander lists that you typically see out of me. We are opting to not be on a wheel list this time. Instead, we want to leverage the card advantage engine of Oswald getting to cheat ink and put some items into play for free. And we're going to be leveraging Maurice's workshop as our primary draw engine. You'll see that there's some really cool intricacies with some of the way that the cards interact with Aurora and Oswald being able to effectively scry. Look at the top card of your deck. See if it is an item. And if it isn't, you put it on the bottom, kind of do it again, and you can set up your draws.
I'm not gonna lie, I do not play steel, and when you showed me that interaction, I was like, maybe I play steel. It's no, but I'm getting close. I'm getting closer and closer.
There's going to be some additional new cards here. Obviously, is going to be a new card, which I'm super excited about because I love playing Exploring Magic, and I played it for the entirety of the time that it was available in Standard. So I'll probably do the same in Lorcana because it's just an insane catch-up mechanic to be able to draw a card, play an additional.
Yeah, Sail is my vote for best card of the set.
Oh,
it's
hands down.
Easily top 5 cards in the game.
For sure. We're also testing out, so you'll notice there's something else that's missing from this deck outside of just a whole new world. We have no Cogsworth. We also have no Mr. Smee. And I know that one's going to be a little bit controversial, but I did want to try out the Jim Hawkins as an additional way to answer more aggressive cards like Daisy. The ability to go Jim Hawkins on turn 2 into a Fishbone Quill, and you get to ink twice, or even a Sail the Azurite Sea and get to ink twice, would boost Jim Hawkins up to a total of 4 strength, giving you a reasonable out to Daisy Donald's Date.
It's not bad. Yeah, I guess having the outs to aggressive decks is probably was fine.
Yeah, and you'll notice that we do have some additional answers for things like the pesky bird that nobody seems to like right now. We've got the...
I wonder why no one likes them, right?
We've got the magic broom, the steel broom that does gain evasive on your turn. We've also got some fire the cannons. We've got some grab your swords. We've got some Tinkerbells. So we do have ways to interact with it. They may not be enough of them in the deck, and I may need to revisit it just depending on how popular Emerald Steel ends up being moving into Azurite Sea.
Probably very, yeah.
And I'm curious, what are you doing today?
I'm going back to being the dirty meta slave that I am. I had my fun with Mufasa. That deck is chef's kiss. I'm just going to revel in that victory from last episode real quick. But today I'm going to be playing Ruby Sapphire. Going back to the deck that I like.
I just don't get that fun. I just don't ever get that fun.
You wanted to play a deck that plays Sail the Azurite Sea, and so do I. Like I said, that card is really good. So on screen, you're going to see my list. Spoiler alert, there's only 2 new cards. The first new card is obviously Sail the Azurite Sea. Just because it is a strict upgrade to 1 jump ahead. The difference between inking off the top and inking from the hand, our hand size can get pretty low, but we also have high rooms to refill. Also being able to play Sail the Azurite Seas on turn 2, followed up with a Popsicle or an Ice Block or a Vitalosphere is actually just super clean, really strong. Just great card tempo. The second card that we see from Azurite Skies is my own copy of Maui Shark. Maui Shark is just in here to be like basically our goat. We don't have enough overall actions to make him a specific win condition, but he is just something that can combo pretty well with some of our items in Vitalosphere. Being able to recycle cards, be prepared, our brawls to have removal. You see only 1 copy of Hideaway. Sometimes we can hide away our opponent's location, and then we can challenge, get Hideaway back to Hideaway, another location, or maybe even our own item if we need to for any kind of ramp. So basically, it is copies 5 and 6 of Be Prepared, 5 and 6 of Brawl, 3 and 4 of Hideaway, and so on and so forth. Being able to just recycle all these cards are super, super good. You do see I'm a kind of a psychopath, and as RMB has stated before, we need outs to the bird. I'm taking a different approach. I'm taking outs to everything. I'm on 4 Sisu's, 4 Be Prepareds. I'm assuming that I'm probably going to be low on hand size by all the discard decks, and I want the highest probability of top decking the answers as I can. So we're just going the full 4-4, hoping to ramp to 7 or 8, and then once our hand is discarded, then lay off the top of the deck. We just find the sweeper. But other than that, that's my deck for the day.
I'm going to be trying out some pretty cool stuff. This guy's going to be...
I'm the fun police again.
Yeah, he's just not going to let me have any fun today, so let's see if Oswald has some lines.
We both know that Sale's going to have some lines because we're both playing it, so...
Sale! Alright, cut. This one has to be me, right?
No, like, me again.
It has to.
It's always me, dude.
I hate this game.
I love this game. So, alright. Alright, so we have a couple cards that we're getting rid of immediately, and in these two. For sure. Like, we don't need these yet. I don't know if he's playing a wheel deck or not, so we are going to keep this, keeping this, and keeping these, and getting rid of these 3 cards, and hoping to draw Heat. Oh, that's a redundant card. That's a redundant card. Oh, that's a Heat.
Alright, looking at our opener, we don't need this for this matchup. We've got a lot of the pieces we do want. Because we have some pretty good draw, I don't think we need this card right now. We do have our ramp pieces. We don't necessarily need this early. I think we're mostly looking for one of the engine pieces. The rest of these cards I think are all very good, specifically in this matchup because it is a slower matchup, so we get the time to establish. So we're going to alter 3. Those were not the greatest cards to draw for what we're trying to do.
All right, we're going to start with this here big crab and play a Vitalosphere. I'm going to pass.
Alright, so we will draw. Let's see, so we don't need multiple of these. So I guess we can ink a Fishbone Quill, play a Forge Sphere to draw, and we'll send it back.
Draw a card. I don't know if we need 2 of these, so I am going to ink a Sail to play a Sail.
Yep, it's pretty good.
And with Sail, I'm going to ink a Fishbone Quill and pass it back to you. Didn't get to live the dream of Sail into 1-drop, but
we'll draw. We will ink a Tinkerbell, and we're also going to sail.
You have 8 Popsicles in your deck, so I'm assuming a Popsicle's coming down.
Could potentially be. This is hard because we don't really have a whole lot going on. This card's not great in this matchup, but it's not the absolute worst. We don't have a whole lot of these. There's a chance that we need to hold on to this. I can't get rid of this. Next turn, this is probably what we're doing, so I guess it just has to be this. We're going to ink second Tinkerbell, and then we will pay 1 for a Popsicle to draw a card and send it back.
Draw for turn. Dassico. I think I'm pretty comfortable inking this, so I'm going to ink a Visions of the Future, because we are going to play the Hiram. And I will draw 2. And I'll pass.
Ready.
Man, Sail's such a good card.
That's pretty good. Now we don't have a choice. We do have to ink this card. I think we need to make sure that we're going to start drawing something that's relevant. So we are going to establish the Aurora, and we'll scry one.
Ooh.
We'll put that on the bottom because we don't necessarily need it right now. We'll scry one again. We definitely don't need that right now. And we will send it back.
I will draw a turn. Well, we're going to start with a Popsicle. To draw a card. We're then going to quest for 1 to pop Popsicle to draw 2 cards. These are pretty good cards. I will play a Fishbone Quill for the turn. Ink a Tipo, use the Fishbone Quill on that card, and pass.
Draw. Alright, so we'll start by scrying one. Don't need this. We'll scry another one. We also don't need more redundant copies of that. We'll pay one for a Fortisphere to draw a card. That one's pretty decent. We're going to use the Fortisphere to scry one.
Mm-hmm.
We will leave that on top. We will insert 2 for an Oswald. We will ink a Visions. We'll trigger the Oswald to put a workshop into play.
Pretty good.
And we are going to quest for 2.
Sure. Anything else?
We will pass it back to you.
Draw. That is quite decent. I'm gonna use Fishbone Coil. We're gonna ink. Unfortunately, we're gonna ink this. I wanted to play it, but it's things are getting out of hand. I'm just gonna ink this. I'm going to quest for 1, popping the Fishbone Quill to draw 2 cards. How many cards in your hand?
I believe it's 4. Yeah, 4.
I'm gonna go ahead and fire off a how far I'll go. Oh, we gotta take that one. Huh?
Ink.
Oh yeah, Inkle. Sorry. Keep thinking it's Tatala. And we are just gonna go ahead and brawl the Oswald. I didn't actually ink for turn. How far I'll go and Fishbone Quilled. But based on I'll ink this higher. Then I'll pass.
How many cards you got in?
5.
That's a lot of cards.
That is exactly a lot.
We'll drop. We're going to scry one. Put that to the bottom. We'll scry one. Need to think about that one. I'm gonna send that to the bottom as well. So awkward. My hand is just like the cards that I've drawn this game were like not the cards I wanted at all. How much ink do you have?
9.
9?
Yep.
That's an egregious amount of ink.
It turns out I'm the ramp deck.
So am I, but
Oh, how much do
you drew ramp and I didn't. We're gonna grab Fire the Cannons and Vanish the Hiram.
Sure.
And Sego.
Draw. 6. We're just gonna Madame Medusa your Aurora. And I will ink Tippo. I'll just pass.
Oh, play a workshop. Trigger the first workshop. Draw. Visions. If I could get any more unlucky like that, I don't think it's possible that I get any more unlucky.
I love you.
Nothing even matters anymore. Just have to ink it and say go.
Draw for turn. Okay, we're gonna play Automata. Hit back a Popsicle to play a Popsicle. Draw a card. Play a Popsicle. Draw a card. This is the only one we have, so I'm keeping both of these. We'll just quest for 1. Go ahead.
So we will play a Popsicle, draw a card off Popsicle, pay 1 to draw off first workshop, pay 1 to draw off second workshop. We'll ink a broom. Going to play a workshop, and I'm just gonna shortcut and draw 2.
Sure.
And send it back.
Draw a card. Gonna play an Ice Block. Play a Lucky Die.
I can see.
2.
Yeah, like the sequencing that I drew there was really not good at all.
Was your deck in order or was it shuffled?
I did have it separated, and maybe I didn't shuffle it good enough. Okay, we definitely don't need these early. We've got a 1-2. I don't know that we need 2 of these right off rip. This is an inkable card, but this is really what we want to see, especially when we're on the play. I think we're going to alter 4. This hand's fine.
Alright, looking at my hand, we have not a lot of good stuff. There is some consideration to keeping one of these 2 cards because this does deal with Hirams. So I think I will keep it. And then the Fishbone Quill is obviously a Fishbone Quill. So I think I'll keep the. I'm gonna alter 5.
Get better.
Yeah.
That's good.
You are on the play,
Yeah,
Mr.
finally.
Bald.
Finally.
Cut my deck. Oh, that's rude.
We are going to ink a magic broom, and we will fire off a popsicle and say go.
I will draw a card. We're gonna ink this here, Maleficence, to fire off a popsicle. Go ahead.
We will draw for turn. Unfortunately, have to ink a Tamatoa, and we're gonna develop an Oswald,
That's pretty good.
and we'll send it back.
Draw a card. So we are also going to Tamatoa, but we're going to play a Sail to draw a card. I'm going to go ahead and looks like I'm going to ink this Maui. Don't think this card is getting useful anytime soon, and I will play an Ice Block now in the turn.
We'll draw. All right, so we need some pie rolls here. So we are going to ink a quill for turn, trigger the Oswald as they fire the cannons. We will play Fishbone Quill and activate Fishbone Quill to trigger the Oswald. Did not get lucky.
Unfortunate.
And we will quest for 2.
Card quest for 2. That's insanity.
And send it back.
Draw a card. So I think I want to go ahead and get rid of this Oswald. We could take the turn to just like develop a lot of ink. We could also take this cute line. That would require us in worst case scenario both of these cards. I do both of these cards in this matchup. It just depends on how greedy I want to be, because like it is high risk, high reward. I think I'm gonna go do it. I want to try to showcase the power level of this card on turns other than 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and play Sail the Azurite Sea to draw a card. I'm going to ink Fishbone Quill. I will ink Visions of the Future. I will use Ice Block on your Oswald to play Cease, and I will pass.
We'll draw. Or start with Hiram.
That's a card I don't want you to see.
We will activate our quill. Ink this. We're going to ink an Aurora and fire off a Visions.
Gotcha.
Take this card.
Anything else is
And
big shoots?
Bottom. That ends my turn.
I'll draw for turn. I will start with a popsicle. You draw another card. None of these cards are inkable, unfortunately, but I do have the Susu for the Hiram.
Yeah, must be nice.
I'll quest for 1, and I'll use my Ice Block on my Sisu pass turn.
Play a Forge Sphere to draw one.
Yep.
We'll play an Oswald.
Okay.
Ink of Visions, trigger Oswald.
Yep.
That's unfortunate. Play a Hiram, eat the Forge Sphere, draw 2. Activate Fishbone Quill, trigger Oswald. Pay 1 for a Fortisphere to draw a card.
Yep.
And send it back.
Draw a card. We are going to ink this Maui for Madame Medusa on the Hiram. Gonna quest for 2. And I'll pass.
Draw for turn. You have how many in hand?
2. Yeah, 2.
We will ink a gem, trigger Oswald. Man, this has been
How many items are you playing?
20, I believe.
I might have to up that number a little bit. That's a big card.
Play a Tamatoa. Pick up a Popsicle. We're going to play said Popsicle to draw a card. How much ink do we have? 8, 9. I have to start getting up there in ink. There's a chance he's just going to E-prep this board. I think we just have to pass. I can't ink either one of these cards.
So we were gonna quest for 3. think Visions play Blue Pro. I have to there. You're representing way too much pressure. Go ahead. It's like negative card equity for me, but getting two of his engines offline is just too. That's a card.
Yeah, we will play an aerial and send it back.
I drew it, so.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Play an Aurora.
It's a good card.
Scry one. Scry one. Top. Play a Fortisphere, draw a card. Scry one. Top. Play a Workshop.
Yep.
Send it on back.
Draw. I think we're just gonna start with drawing cards. Pop a Popsicle, draw two. Unfortunately, neither one of these cards I want to ink. You have one card in hand?
Just one.
So I will just pass the turn. He is going to get a really juicy turn with sculpting his draws.
So we'll start by scrying with the Workshop. We're going to put that on the bottom. We'll scry with the Fortisphere.
Yep.
That'll also go to the bottom. Flip everything.
Broom is ink.
No, it was on the bottom.
Trying to help you out, dog.
Fortisphere, scry. Man.
Want to put your hand in front of your camera?
I don't really want this right now, but maybe it's fine. I really don't want that right now. It's not the card I'm looking for. Scry again. That's also not the card I'm looking for. We're actually going to use the Quill to scry. That's fine. Now we'll pay one for a Popsicle to draw a card. Activate our Workshop to draw a card. That's what we want. Okay. Play a Workshop. Trigger Workshop, draw a card. Pay one for a Fortisphere to draw a card. Trigger two Workshops, draw two.
Yep.
We will quest for two. We'll activate Fortisphere to scry a card. We'll leave that on top.
Anything else?
No, I think I've taken enough game actions this turn.
Draw a card. We're going to quest for one. Pop Popsicle, draw two. That's actually the exact card we wanted to see. So we are
What's it like being God's favorite?
going to play Maui Shark.
I'm
I'm going to ink this Popsicle. I'm going to play a Vitalosphere.
Yeah, it must be nice.
I'm going to pop Vitalosphere on the Shark. Take out the Aurora, and Shark will trigger. I'll get back to Be Prepared. That's it for me.
You didn't play an action.
I didn't play an action.
We'll draw.
Having inked a Popsicle kind of felt bad, but I probably should have inked this, but I like having a redundant copy of that.
We'll start with Popsicle to draw. We'll pay one for a Workshop, draw. Pay another one for a second Workshop.
You have a million cards in your hand.
Sure do. Pay two for a Oswald's.
Yep.
We'll ink a sail, trigger the Oswald's. That's so disheartening. We'll activate our Quill, trigger the Oswald. That's just as much disheartening. Pay one for a Popsicle to draw a card. Trigger Workshop, draw a card. Trigger Workshop, draw a card.
You draw a bunch of cards.
Yeah, that's true. Pay three for Fishbone Quill. Activate Quill. Trigger the Oswald. That's just equally bad.
All your items are on the battlefield already.
There's still quite a few in there. Yeah, guess we'll pass.
Draw a card. So we're going to use Ice Block on the Oswalds. I'll quest with Hiram. Pop the Ice Block to draw two cards. I'll mount a Medusa the Oswald. I'll play a Vitalis here. Ink a Fishbone Quill. Quest for 1. Go ahead. You have infinity ink and infinity items.
How many cards do you have in hand?
4.
It's too many cards.
How many cards do you have in hand?
6.
That's more than me.
Yeah, but I've also drawn 87 cards.
I've drawn some.
I've also put every card that I need to win the game on the bottom of the deck.
Dude, Oswald, you live by the wall, die by the wall.
Yeah, I haven't hit a single time, though.
Yeah, so just win this game and let's go to game
Just
3.
low variance.
Yeah, win this game, go to game 3, and we'll showcase the power of Oswald. Because right now, it's not looking good.
We're gonna aerial, Pete.
Sure.
Activate 2 quills. Send it back.
Draw a card. We'll just play a Thaumaturge.
Yep.
Until we'll get back a Popsicle. I'll play a Popsicle. Draw a card. Flavor Shimmer Quest to 10. Pop Popsicle. Draw 2. I will ink this. I like a redundant Hiram. We play an Ice Block. I will quest for 2. Alright. What does this deck do?
Lose the game. Show me a dime.
I do not have a 9. Yet.
1, 2, 3, 6. You just need 1 item, 1 action, and the game's just over. Play a workshop. Trigger the first workshop. Trigger the second workshop.
Your hand's not in front of the camera again.
I know. I'm just trying to see everything that's on my board. Man. Makes things awkward. Wish I would have drawn that for turn. Guess I have to use Ariel to sing Let It Go on Tamatoa.
Yep.
Going to establish a lucky dime. Activate dime on Ariel. Quest for 1.
Good enough.
Pass the turn.
Draw a card. Those are some pretty good ones. So if he top decks a Thaumaturge, I think we're just dead. He has 1,800 million things in hand. Is there a way to win? We're going to start by questing with Hiram to 13, popping Vitalis Sphere to draw 2 cards. We're going to play another Maui Shark. We're going to play Visions of the Future, trigger twice, go to 15. Take that. It was 16. Seeing how far I'll go. 18. Play sail, go to 20.
Yep.
Going back to that high roll variance thing.
Yeah, man, like I'm just like not a lucky person. Like I've played a bunch of games with this deck and it did not perform the way that it had just performed, which makes me like really like sad and disappointed because I've done some pretty heinous things, but for every amount of time
I have seen you put a lucky dime into play on turn 2. No,
turn 3.
Turn 3. It was
Yeah,
turn 3 lucky dime was pretty.
I triggered twice on a turn 3 once where I put a Maurice's Workshop and a Lucky Diamond play, and like that felt really cool. But like just the same amount of games that you're gonna have where you're gonna have a high roll, you're also gonna have a low roll. And it looks like today I might have caught a little bit of the low roll. And you know, Ruby Sapphire is just one of those decks that if you're not high rolling,
Ruby Sapphin, bro. Like game 1 was a fever dream. I'm more concerned with game two where Maui Shark got to do Maui Shark things. Maui Shark do
Still-
Maui Shark do Maui Shark. Oh god.
Being able to just like close out, you started that turn at what, like 13 or something like that?
15. No.
No, you started at like 13.
Oh,
You,
did I?
you started that turn at 13, and like two sharks were just like, oh, we're just gonna gain like 5, 6 lures.
Well, you see, so
Ridiculous
like
number.
you watched the video, you saw that I didn't have the second shark until the turn I said I'm gonna win the game, and then I had the second shark. Top decked it off the top, and then was able to spin. The turn that I was like really trying to figure out was if I was gonna take out your aerial. Like, obviously that was before I had like looked at my board state and realized that hey, now he can sing songs and it doesn't have to challenge all the time because I was just gonna like get back an action and then like try to cast it. But I saw the line. I gained 2, 4. I think I gained like 7 or 8 lore. So maybe I was at 12.
No, you were at least at 13. Either way, like it was still like neat to see that like Maui Shark got to a single point in the end game where you had significantly more reach without dying, which I think is
Yeah, and
which
that's
is a
the
big
biggest thing.
that's a big
So like
bonus.
I had put the card in the deck to test to be like our goat, right? Like we just to have like 1 or 2 extra lore some point during the turn or during the game to where dime didn't have to work so hard.
Right.
And
Especially with hideaways existing.
yeah. And turns out I was right. That card is egregious and dumb and gave me a whole bunch of lore that I shouldn't have had and won me the game.
Yeah. I mean, what won you the game was having an answer for every single Hiram and every single Oswald the turn after I
Well,
played
you
every
see,
single one of them.
The funny part is
There's nothing funny about it. It wasn't funny.
the funny
I
part
didn't find
was the thing that answered most of your Hirams was your own Oswald, putting him at the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, that's also true. Like I said, I low rolled. Like I hit what, like maybe twice out of the both of those games. Out of the like, how many times did I check? Like 16,
I
18?
think you hit once.
I think I hit exactly one time. Like
You hit exactly one more.
yeah. So out of how many times did I trigger? Like
you also
an egregious amount of time.
there's also a turn where like I kind of wanted to see like what the deck could do, so I played the Hiram instead of playing a Medusa to like out your Aurora because I was hoping that you would like sculpt your hand and like pop off, and like it just still wasn't.
Yeah, instead the top of my deck was like bad.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Steel decks having bad cards. Wow.
The steel
concept.
that wasn't the problem. I just like the card. I don't know, man. I'm
I don't know. My deck is filled with brawls and beat preps and sisus and sharks and Hirams and popsicles, and your deck is filled with like
8 popsicles and workshops and
Yeah.
Oswalds.
non-items that Oswald puts at the bottom of the deck, and you top deck an item. That's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Uh,
I'm gonna keep working on it though.
yeah, like I don't think that's the final iteration. I think there's a lot you can do with it. Like I've already thrown out an idea that you've dismissed. I think it's a good idea because it
Yeah,
got a.
go back to your red cards.
I'm never leaving red. No, especially after the first episode, the last episode when you were like, I'm never playing Ruby again.
Yeah.
After watching what happened with you this episode, I'm never playing Steel.
You've never played steel anyway, so
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was not a great representation of why I should play Steel.
That's fair.
But that was it for us. Do the thing, like, comment, subscribe. What do you want to see in the next episodes? And again, we love you.